Hello, Collective. This is a timeless love variant reading where we discuss however love may be absent or present in your life or whatever brings you here. Whatever wants to be discussed, okay? I can see that in my channel, some of y'all are not enjoying the justice readings. And let me tell you, here in this love reading, not here to desire your emotional trigger of likability when it comes to spewing out intuitive messages on a factor that it is essentially your free will to click on this video, listen to the entirety of the reading, and then also leave a review of unlikability that tickles the energies I speak for so much. So, you know, nice little intro for this love variant reading. Love comes in various different variant degrees. Alright. But let's face it, there's a lot of shit a lot of people are on that they don't even know that they're on that's not good for them. And whether that means you're on somebody that's not good for you, or you're on not on yourself or on top of yourself and that's not good for you, or whatever. You're listening to shit that's not good for you. Listen, there are let's just say it's fucking spicy, alright? It's spicy. It's spicy. Please remember that when you click onto any of my readings, that it belongs to the channel of Sekhmet. If you need to Google her energies in order to understand in a little form and fashion what it could potentially mean, then I almost would expect you doing so. It's called independent research. However, know that it's a kick in the tickle fancy of saying that, because it's not energies that are essentially Googleable to determine whether it is justifiable. Okay, so keep that in mind. Who knows why it came up, besides whose energy was insulted when she sees that the content of what she is speaking of is not liked, is hilarious for the energies I'm spewing these messages for. Okay, it's not seventh, it's not me, you're not hurting me. Okay, but it's just so funny to see interneting. It's so good. It's so good because y'all are playing with some very interesting colors, ladies and gentlemen, and all those in between and beyond. And you labeled them as saints, goddesses, deities. And some of y'all don't know that some of these gods, deities, ancestors, guides, spirit guides, Mother Mary, Mother Jesus, Alpha, Omega, that can streamline down to a very singular aspect, okay? Just remember that all the numbers streamlined that you can infinitely go to can all go trace back to 0, okay? And then continue. So I wouldn't really fuck with that, but if you want to find out and fuck around and find out, do so. That is part of the free will that tarot provides, and I'm here for it. I am so here for it. Y'all don't even know how much I'm here for it. All right, so yeah, so close, but still not really where you wanna be, folks. The love variant reading starts out with the Four of Wands. Where the fuck is the fourth wand? Instead of 4, we're seeing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, if we call. You know, if we're really gonna be stretching our mind here to just take in whatever we want, we can say that we had, that looks like a similar color to the wand, so I'm going to use this borderline as a card here. That's a wand, yeah. And then we're going to use this little other color here. That's another wand. And another Okay, so I'm starting here, the border 1, 2, 3, and then she's maybe holding one, so I'm starting at 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now it's like the 8 of Wands. Where is the fire burning? Is it coming my way? Is it burning at all? Where is the passion leading me? Has it led you the right path? And some of you have just plowed right through your life. And people. Oh, that's like 9 wands, all right? 9 wands, because we can't forget this little bottom symbol of the wand. So 9 wands. Wounded warrior. Wounded warrior. Yeah, that sounds about right. And wounded warrior was what I was trying to say with the 9 of wands imagery coming through. Right? Fuck. Some of y'all are just not loving it. I just can't with this shit. Some of y'all have a beautiful life, all right? Now, what I mean by beautiful, it means that other people look at your life and they want part of it. But they have no idea how fake you are within it. Relax. Doesn't mean that's about you just because you're here. This is a collective message, all right? But for the majority, something's not fucking aligned, because where the fuck is the 4th fucking wand? I'm fucking bombarded with, well, what are you trying to say is a wand? I'm not stupid. I see that the fucking wand is like hidden behind the imagery, but what are you hinting at? That it's not really in my view? I'm not really in it? There's so many people involved that don't seem to be part of the picture that I desire, hidden in the back. Or they're like, it's just too many. It's too many. It's too many people involved in the idea of taking ownership in your mind, and you're saying, oh, that's love, and oh, that means you love me. If I were to reset some of that and get back to rebooting who you are, would you know how to speak and defend yourself? Do you know how to govern your own mental and not allow yourself to be manipulated by the first sign of what a society deems as a fucking expert because they have a certain label in front of or behind their name? Like the amount of sheer ludicrous that gets sold every fucking moment of the second before and after, of ludicrous manipulative energies, especially in the work front, because a lot of people don't like their work. Okay, most people are injured of where they receive money to gain access to a happy home. And then it's the irony, because they spend so much of set time of calendar making to spend at said miserable workplace, where they feed the energy and entertainment of their personal life. That's some serious negative shit. And some of this is not done on purpose, meaning you probably may not have the assets around you to make more affordable choices. While some of you need to learn that what you can afford needs to be put at a higher qualitative value. Because that fucking matters. If you can't do it for the bigger, you do it in the smaller. Because that's the smaller that Ether at least gets to see to judge this shit. Oh, you're doing it a little bit. Okay, so if you're doing it a little bit, we're going to justify the rest. Fine. You're giving me a little. If you're giving me a little, it's better. But if you're not giving me one shred of anything, an illusion takes place as being the governing aspect, but you have no idea what this blueprint looks like, who manufactured it, why it's there, what it's made out of. what it transactionalizes for you and gives back to you in inflation and assets and profit and all that shit. Who is renting out you? Is it you or someone else? Oh, fucking A. Yeah, that guy fucking... Seven of Swords, ladies and gentlemen. Those of you who understand, hey, if it's one, you understand. I don't like this card. I fucking hate it every fucking time. Every time that card comes up, I go into my little rant. I can't stop it. I can't. Sometimes I can. I'm not delusional. I govern my own mental. All right. But Seven of Swords, ladies and gentlemen, all those in between and beyond. Let's have some tea and talk about it. Tea time. Not very literal, as I'm just like spilling everywhere now. Slippery slide to nowhere. All right. Love should not feel like a no man's land. All right? It shouldn't. Like, if you're that entertained by all this gossip and entertainment and then you feel fucking alone, you're entertaining the fucking wrong entertainment. You're training yourself wrong in the entertainment, and you're deceiving yourself. Oh, fuck. Lover's energy. All right. Totally deceptive when it comes to love, to understanding. Seven of Swords is saying everything in this reading so far is a deception, and it's going to be a tough time determining till the very end what really wants to reveal itself, because most of the things that might be discussed are probably not part of getting to the issue, and that's going to be the fucking ego. The ego might not allow you to see the deeper rooted issue of the situation. Yep. Homes were ricocheted in 2020 timeline, and it offered a form of need to take control of your life type of siren. Okay, now it instantaneously fucked everybody over because it was a lesson everybody had to understand, whether or not they can profit or gain from this roll call. The biggest case of politics now is gone to the core of trying to manipulate you as second guessing what you are and wants to tell you who you are. No one gets to tell you who you are. No one gets to tell you who you are. The world gets to anticipate watching you become who you are. That's what the world gets to do. They get to anticipate while you participate in giving your own choices to yourself and defining that shit for yourself, good or bad, ladies and gentlemen, in all those in between and beyond. All of them. Everything. Everything that houses femininity, which is masculine and feminine. Everything that houses masculinity, which is feminine and masculine. All weave together the four fucking strands, whether you compute it or whether or not you can even braid all these strands together. 3 or fishtail, 4 strand fucking braid. Doesn't matter. That's the point. Okay? Shit has been twisting in all kinds of twisted ways anyway. The best would be to untwist it all. How do you untwist it all? What I would suggest, definitely, going into where we can factualize a conversation, even if it's not fact-based, which is going to be under the label of childhood. And then it can be under the label of parental relationships, because that might trigger an emotion, and that might trigger the concept of either ignorance or healing. I'm hearing it's time to unfuck yourself. Okay. Yeah, it's time to let go, release, because you just can't see certain things anymore. And now you're going to wonder, how do you release? If you always ask without trying, you'll never understand the difference between someone taking control over you or you learning controlling yourself. It does not mean that life doesn't present multiple ways to assist you on this self-discovery, because that's what it means to be a citizen of this ether of expression of self. You are there to support someone else's need if you have the ability to provide that need. But once you give it, it is no longer yours. You cannot ask anything of that to be returned back to you until you realize that what you give came from 100% of your doing. And if it came from 100% of control, which means you understand the decisions you make and you accept open-mindedness, then you can do energy recall and all that energy comes back to you and rips itself apart, because you are the creator of the energy. It's like the sun saying, no, I gotta take a break, I gotta go by. And to remove itself and take back its energy is to go away. It doesn't turn into a vacuum and say, give me my energy back. And that's not what it means to chant and affirm yourself, to get into an elevated state of an adrenaline rush, to get your ethereal self into a position where the shit that bothered you before, maybe not as much. That's an internal journey. To get that buoy lifted and anchored away from the bottom seafloors where you think you might exist, is to understand you're the only one that might be able to climb up and down the rope of anchor and rip that shit out, or tie yourself up from it, or see what can be done in order to cut ties with you and the anchor. It's a self journey, while it's also there to represent other people for resources, for self. There is perhaps a desire to cleanse and detoxify your home atmosphere, because just because that's what you feel, and if that's what you feel, then you'll step into that action. In order to get that done, yeah, you're going to step into that action. You're the only one that has a better understanding of how to best accept yourself in and through your emotional space. The only thing other people can offer is a sense of, again, resource to accept that of which it is that you may resonate with, and to integrate it with yourself. And then, without plagiarizing, become more of who you are. And in some cases, we refine ourselves and we change. And that change is an evolution of who you're meant to always become through what it is that you are. And there are people who can love that, witness that, and nurture that. However, it's not multiple, it's singular. It's a singular thing also for multiple people. It's a service we can do at our best by returning into who we are and manifesting the shit out of that shit. And when we say manifest the shit out of that shit, we're also talking about making sure it gets polished every once in a while, you know, gets detoxified, gets a little zhuzh, a little self-care, validation, compliments, commentary, critique, constructive criticism, an attitude that it's seen, heard, valued, cherished, admired. It's just what it means to be who you are. Like, you are taking space, and that is to be enough. I understand there are controversial energies, okay? I understand that. But what we understand of ourselves draws less attention to that of which thinks they need us. And we know we don't need them, because to love one another is to not need each other. It's to want one another. Because there's nothing that that person can give you to fix you, to alter you, to mature you. There's nothing that anyone can give. However, all that they can offer is a reaction of what it is it means to be around you, and however you deciding whether or not you like the combustion of energy, and decide on your own if it's chemistry, and to fix, chisel, alter, interchange, express, and color through the multiple personalities and characteristics of that of which it is that you are. You're not a singular aspect, you're a multifaceted aspect, and that can be seen as one beautiful expression of whomever and whatever you want to be. And that is enough. That is the space to take up. That is not a space to fix inside. It's not a space that needs to alter. However, if it desires to want alterization, then it has the choice to alter that too. There's stillness required in this collective, as if it's like an exposed hermit mode, to kind of take a better look at what's going on, because I've almost forgotten about the Seven of Swords. Yeah, a stillness. There it is, the Hanged Man. Everything about this shit was pretty much inside out and upside down. So that means full exposure time, and in more ways, needing stillness in the form of meditation, sounds, binaural beats, theta, theta waves, binaural beats. I'm hearing again. Eating more greens. I'm specifically seeing broccolini. Okay. Not broccoli, but broccolini. For those of you who spend a lot of time in the water, to meditate about your journey in the water on land. An expression is kind of like a press on. I'm hearing. You can anoint yourself however you want, and however you look like is beautiful. However, if you don't feel beautiful in the inside, does it matter the opinions of likability on the outside? Queen of Coins. Like I said, for those of you who spend a lot of time in the water, or water in general means a lot to you, reflect about water or your time and memories in the water on land. There's a lot of work that is occurring, and you need to feel that occurrence happening through you, and you need to put this action into place. You need to step into more or less deceptive energy and figure it the fuck out, because right now all of it, since the Seven of Swords, although I may have kept you here, is an illusion. The timing is off. Okay, because with the Prince of Wands here, it's a mini chariot symbolism here. The control is not yours. It's also illuminated with the fact that you might be thinking that you're in control, as the Hangman is here, and just things in that state of control are just out of touch, or just either heightened, because the heightened sense of awareness might be just the intuition. Okay, you might have such a loud conversation with not ever moving your mouth open and having any sounds come out, and it's probably very alarming for those of you who are just stepping into this acknowledgement of self as of late. Okay, for individuals who've been on this journey for a while now, have not been feeling motivated to step into their further continuation of power, because they're just run down with how lackluster ether energy seems to really take a hold and truly fix things according to where they feel things have been fixed. It's still looking a little to the more spiritual evolved individuals. So they're also coming forth here with this Prince of Wands depiction. Right? There's a lot of individuals have erupted their kundalini and are like, all right, now what? Now that I'm here, where this high is gonna, I feel high as fuck. You know, I'm high as a motherfucker and you're asking me to come down to this bullshit. No, I'm staying up this high and I'm telling you something's gonna happen. And, you know, you might be losing a lot of friends because they're just not understanding how, like, what kind of high you're on. You're on an ether high. Okay. You're on such an ether high, they have no idea. They probably cannot relate to you at this time. And that's all this beautiful alignment occurring. You know, it's also coming into huge awareness at this time that a once in a blue moon situation is happening where 6 planets are coming in an alignment or were in an alignment whenever you listen to this reading after the date of January 21st of 2025. Okay, and that was massive. So if you're listening to this reading after January 2025, consider yourself already being in this pool of, well, what is going on over here? Well, this is new energy. Yeah, imagine when that's going back into the norm of what it has figured out for itself for doing something on a whim. Okay, so the timeline after January 21st, which is now. I'm like, wait a minute. Right now is January 21st. The energy is taking effect right now in the middle of the reading. Hilarious. It's January 21st, 10:41. And some of y'all may have already, within this reading, felt the energies of having seen, quite possibly hearing the news of the planets in the sky. Unbelievable. In my mind, I was like, in the beginning of January. And we're like, we're 2 weeks away from January 21st. No, that was like today. That's right, fucking now in this reading. Okay. All right, so give me one more card about it. Okay. Oh, fuck me. All right. High Priestess. She gonna keep all that shit hidden while right in front of your face. Like right now. Like how right now happened. That's how right now she keeping things a secret. She's very pregnant. Very filled with oh yeah, she's very pregnant, okay? She's She's ready to fucking, like, give birth. Oof. The Egyptian gods are coming back, y'all. Might be a little biased here with Sigma energy. I get that, but butt is butt. It's all in the butt. I think somewhere in the ether there was someone who believed everything comes from the butt. Like the butt is like the universe, basically. You know, it's like the science to understand the human intelligence is through the butt. I almost want to agree with them. All right, because when that kundalini erupts, like it indicates for the majority of you y'all are pregnant. All right, y'all are crazy. Y'all are feeling. Y'all might just be y'all pregnant with dreams, pregnant with intuition, pregnant with actual baby humans, okay, wanting to work on pregnancy, pregnant with, you know, love, pregnant with depression, pregnant with worry and concern and fear, and pregnant with disease, pregnant with gratitude. It is just pregnant and holding on to this for too fucking long, and it's about to pop out. She about to pop, y'all. She about to fucking pop. That's all I'm going to say for this reading. Oh, she's stamping it in. I'm letting her go. All right, I'm wishing you a wonderful morning, noon, or night, wherever you are in the ether of this time and space. And may you keep flowing, growing, and glowing. Take care.